ratchet. You have to put it down.
Hello and welcome to the video race report, where it seems Callum Jones is having a bit of seat trouble. Let's hope it doesn't affect his race too much as Rachel prepares to get this race underway. So the opening lap sees Tom Kitchener lead the pack away down into turn 1. This is the final round of the Wednesday series, and a championship was on the line between Jamie, who we're on board with here, going up the inside into the light bulb. The track was a bit greasy, a bit tricky, a bit damp, and everybody had a different opinion on the lines that they should be taken through each of Sutton's twists and turns. Callum opted in for the wider line through the light bulb. He thought that was quicker. He used that during qualifying as well and seemed to find some good pace, but I think Tom and Jamie had different ideas, and they were taking the inside line to the light bulb and getting quite a bit of purchase there, and that just allowed Jamie to go up the inside, move himself into second place, which is important. He's battling with Tom for the championship, got a bit wayward there down into turn 1. That proved the most tricky corner of the night, and Callum wasn't going to let these two get away from him. One thing was for certain, Jamie had to beat Tom, and while the opening lap was good, this wasn't. Bad exit through the switch. Callum comes right back at him up the inside, down into the hairpin, and he moves himself back into second place. Callum then was the only one that could really upset the apple cart during this race, and we'll see an example here of some of the different lines. Again, Callum going around the outside at the light bulb, trying to find some grip, and Jamie and Tom taking the inner line. Although it's probably slightly faster, Callum got a great exit off the corner, some great purchase of grip out there, and catapulted himself up the road. So a little further on in the race, and we're about halfway through the race here, and Jamie has lost touch with the two leaders, and Callum is going to have a go at Tom. He was getting good cutbacks out of turn 1, as we can see again here, and he goes to the right of Tom coming out of the corner, but somehow gets put back on the left through the little kink, and Tom, keeping that inside line into the light bulb, just allows him to stay ahead of Callum in this very tight fight. Callum, however, learns what Tom's doing, and this time gets on the right hand side and stays on the right hand side and getting the job done. Sometimes the low ground is the high ground. It seems the seat troubles that threatened to plague Callum's race at the beginning had no negative effect whatsoever. He was absolutely flying in race 1 and went on to win the race quite comfortably, pulling a small gap to Tom, who finished ahead of Jamie, who only managed to finish 3rd in that race. So we skip forward now onto race 2, reverse grid obviously, and down into turn 1 the pack goes. We've got Lawrence Remington in front of us and Mark Bates in the number 5 car. The first person to make a mistake then is Jack Warren, just entering the light bulb a little too wide. That allows Mark Bates to get up the inside. He gets swamped through the switch. Lawrence is on the right. We're going to go 3 abreast into the hairpin, and Jamie slips up the inside of them both. The move was important for getting up the field as quickly as possible. He needed to get a good gap to his rivals. On Mark Bates now, down the main straight into turn 1, late as you like. Nearly going off the track on the exit, and a superb move there to move himself up into 4th place. Leading this race and showing no signs of struggle was Kai Rose. He had Dan Wright and Russell Lewis behind him, battling amongst themselves. Russell having a look, trying to find his way by. Dan leaving no opportunities to squeeze a cart width up the inside. Down into turn 1 they go then, and Jamie is really closed up on the back of them here. No gap coming out of the first corner or through the switching into the light bulb, but as you can see there, a few cracks are starting to show in Russell's armour. However, he's just quick enough to hold off Jamie in the number 7 cart. This catch-up was no doubt allowing his rival Tom to make up ground that he might have potentially have lost at the beginning of the race. Down into turn 1 then, and Jamie had to get by. This time he's going to try around the outside. Bit of grip there, not enough though, and Russell was doing a fine job of defending his position. With Kai and Dan starting to break away, Jamie needed to get past Russell ASAP, and up the inside into the hairpin he spots his opportunity, spots his gap, and Russell trying to fight back with an undercut on the exit there, but it was never going to work. And now we can get on to catching Dan for second place. Coming out of the hairpin here, we're going to have a run through the loop, and as we go up the back straight, Jamie's going to apply a bit of pressure up toward the final corner. Small look over his shoulder there from Dan, he knows he's there, and we go through the final corner out onto the main straight. The best opportunity is going to be down to this turn 1, but he needs to get a good run, and is a late braking move. He's gone for it. Oh, and he's just made a bit of contact there mid-corner. The damp and greasiness still on the tarmac just didn't allow Jamie to quite bite the tarmac on the apex. And in a transition smoother than buttered cream, we skip ahead a few laps here, where Tom Kitchener, having caught up, makes a go at Jamie into the hairpin, but there's not enough of a gap. They make contact at the first part of the apex, and nothing catastrophic there, didn't spin Jamie out, just maybe moved him offline a little, so nothing too serious. But down into turn 1 then, and Jamie's going to have to defend, but as he moves over to make room for the corner, Tom is going to try and take that gap, and he brakes a little bit too late, goes flying straight onwards, nearly into the barrier and off the track. It was worth a go though. Tom was doing absolutely everything. He was going to try absolutely everything as Jamie nearly goes off the circuit there in the exit of the final corner. Another look over his shoulder to see where Tom is. Down into turn 1, he needs a good exit, but he's gone a bit wider than usual, trying to find some grip. Tom's coming up the inside, trying to get an undercut, but Jamie's just managed to cut him off as they get into the light bulb. And this battle is not over, and it's going to rage on as long as these two are racing for the championship, and everything that's happened over the past 9 months is being fully laid out on the line here. So another look over the shoulder then. Jamie is still wary of Tom's presence. This time he takes a tighter apex, but the exit is nowhere near as good as he needs it to be, and Tom squeezes his nose up the inside into the light bulb in the tiniest of gaps. Maybe a bit of a cheeky move, but it's one that got the job done, and now it's his turn to defend as they head into the hairpin. Neither of these two are ever willing to go down without a fight, and as we draw to the last few laps of the 2016 Wednesday season, they're going to give it everything they've got. And in these mildly tricky conditions, Tom was starting to show his supremacy. Fighting back down the main straight then, and Tom is going to hug the grass line on the inside, but as he moves across for the corner, Jamie dips 2 wheels on the grass on the outside, gets a massive tank slapper. Whether he was put off there by Tom moving over, I'm not sure, but that just about puts the knife into his championship challenge. And as we cross the line for the final time, Tom celebrates a well-earned 2016 Wednesday championship for the 4th time in a row.
Good race.
Well done, boys. Have a good one.
Well done. Oh yeah, it was really good. That was a hard race. That was really hard. Hard fought battle. Yeah. I just left one gap and he got me. Yeah.
Sorry about looked at, damn it. Well done. Good. Looked at. That's what I looked at.
Yeah, but if you're not doing a little bit of that, you went probably racing, you ain't trying hard enough. No. Because I know if I was out there doing it, you'd be getting a little push just to know I'm there. Not to push you off, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you can make your presence known. Cheers, Pete. But yeah, you make your presence known, as you said, don't you? That's it, yeah.
Come here.